Hello again and welcome back to our mini-series on singing in worship. In this video we're starting off by looking at some practical singing tips and other practical tips for singing in our context. As I mentioned in the introductory video, one of the most important things as a vocalist is confidence. Being confident in your vocal ability is important as it allows you to fully engage in worship and not feel conscious about your ability to sing the next line of the song. In order to give our best vocally, we have to warm up. This is so important, not only so that our voices are warm enough to reach the high notes, but also that we don't damage our voices. The voice is a muscle, and just like you wouldn't run a marathon without warming up, we shouldn't sing without warming up, as we can strain our voices and over time cause damage to our vocal cords. Warming up can be as simple as doing some hums on the way to church, or if you have the time, completing some vocal warm-ups. There are loads of great vocal warm-ups on YouTube that you can have a go at. So one of my favourite vocal warm-ups is called sirens. So basically what we're doing in this warm-up is we're just humming on our lowest note and our highest note in our range. It might help if you get your finger and draw like a squiggly line to imagine hitting all the notes. So if you start really low as you can, and that's really just hitting all of the notes and just gradually, because we're only humming, it's a way of gradually warming up our vocal cords. Another one that I like is just slurring between the first and the fifth note. So, and then just keep going up. So then the next one would be, But whatever you do, make sure that you warm up. Even if it's just singing along to the radio in the car, being warmed up also means that you are ready to give it your all in the sound check. This then means that it will be easier for the sound tech to mix your vocals as you will be singing in your full voice. Because the voice is a muscle, it means that you can train your voice. Practice, practice, practice. Practice makes progress. Sing all the time. The more you sing, the more your voice will develop. For some of you, you may not have sung for more than a few minutes at church. As a vocalist, your voice will need to be strong enough to last maybe a practice and 2 services on a Sunday. Make sure that if your voice isn't used to this, you are trying to preserve your voice on a Sunday by not shouting or talking too much. Make sure that you drink lots of water in the morning, as it takes up to 4 hours for your vocal cords to get hydrated after you drink, so you need to drink as soon as you wake up. This takes time to build up the stamina to do. The more you practice, the more you will be able to sing for longer, and the more you will be able to strengthen your range and your technique. The vocal warm-ups and exercises are great for strengthening and developing your stamina so that you can keep going. So keep doing the practices. When I was at uni, I was encouraged to practice for 2 hours a day. This is obviously a very unattainable goal, but even just singing in your car on the way to work in the morning is great practice. It is, however, important that you take time to rest your voice too. Like if you had just done some exercise, you would cool down and have a rest day in between. Your voice needs rest too. So if you've been singing all day on a Sunday and your voice feels tired, make sure that you have a rest day to protect your voice. As a vocalist, our best friend is our breath. If you imagine a guitar, the sound gets activated by someone strumming the guitar. Without strumming the strings, there is no sound. And this is like our breath. If there is no breath, then there is no sound. The way that our vocal cords work is that when the breath goes through the vocal cords, it causes the vocal cords to move, and that's how we create sound. If we are not breathing correctly, we are not singing correctly. Practicing good breathing technique will massively help your vocal ability. Again, there are so many great examples of this on YouTube. A bad habit that some singers get into is breathing from your chest. Sometimes you can see people and they take a massive deep breath and the shoulders go up and the chest is all out. And this is a really shallow breath. You can't actually take in that much breath, and it causes tension all around here and strain around your shoulders and your neck and your vocal cords, and that is what we don't want. We need to avoid any strain. We need to be as relaxed as possible and take a deep breath. Imagine that you have a balloon in your stomach, and when you breathe in, the balloon gets filled with air, and when you breathe out, it goes smaller. As humans, this is how we naturally breathe. If you can imagine a baby lying down, what you see is their stomach going up and down, not their chest. And this is called diaphragmatic breathing. This enables you to hold the notes for longer and to support your voice. So we need to take a deep breath and fill up our stomach. And then as we're going out, our stomachs are then getting smaller. Something very key to remember as a vocalist is that we are leading the congregation lyrically as well as musically. It's so important to know the words to the songs. And it means that you don't need to panic that you don't know the lyrics or that they won't be changed over quick enough. And it puts the congregation at ease when you are confident in what you are doing. Having the lyrics there as a prompt is fine, but aim to know the words so that you can fully engage in worship without the stress of having to find where you are on the chord sheet. Another important tip to consider as a vocalist is what you have in your in-ears. Making sure that you can hear yourself, other vocalists and either the keys or guitar is vital so that you can stay in tune. Make sure you spend time getting used to the in-ears and how you sound in your head with the earphones, as it can be a little strange at first. We'll put a link in the description box of this video to a useful resource about mixing in your ears. The final tip I want to mention is about singing into the mic. As singers, we are there to sing and to be heard so that the congregation feel comfortable to sing as well. Make sure that you sing into the mic. For every distance you move, the volume is halved. So if we're there, we are getting the full sound. If we move it, it's halved. And for every distance, the sound is halved. This makes it a nightmare for the sound person because they'll have to keep adjusting your volume if you keep pulling away and getting closer to your mic. The louder you are turned up, the bigger risk of you feeding back. Keep your mic in the same place and trust the sound technician is mixing you to the right level. It's really important to just be as close as possible. As you can see on my own microphone, it's covered in red lipstick and that's how close it should be. So I want to encourage you, wherever you are on your singing journey, to keep practicing and continue or start to use vocal warm-ups and breathing exercises to help develop your voice. In the next video, we'll talk about the different ways to use your voice when leading and doing backing vocals. See you there.